Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For all of you who are new here, I'm Tanya. I came to Canada as an international student and now I'm working over here. So I recently made a video about the different intakes in Canada, and if you want you can check it out over here. So a lot of you had questions about the different seasons that we have in Canada, and since we are already in September and it's getting a little chilly, and a lot of you are also planning to come for the January intake in January 2023, which is going to be winter. So I thought about talking about the seasons in Canada and talk about winters over here. So a lot of you might have questions about how cold winters are in Canada. Is it always really cold, and how to survive these cold winters over here? So we are going to be talking about this winter season and burst a few myths together. So let's get started. सो फर्स्ट थिंग गाइज व्हेन आई वाज कमिंग टू कनाडा, मुझे भी सब यही कहते थे कि इट्स गोइंग टू बी सो कोल्ड ओवर देयर, हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू सर्वाइव, एंड इट्स ऑलवेज स्नोइंग हियर, इट्स ऑलवेज फ्रीजिंग हियर. So to answer the question which a lot of people have, which is it always cold in Canada? It's no, it is not always cold. We do have a pretty harsh winter and a long winter, but we do have lot of warm days as well. जैसे अभी ही एक हफ्ते पहले तक it was really really warm. You could go out in a t-shirt. It was always so sunny and sunsets were at 8:30 in the evening. So it was really hot. Just अभी एक हफ्ते पहले, as soon as September began, actually it started getting a little chillier, and which is why I'm wearing a hoodie right now, because it's a little cold but still not very cold and you can survive in something like this. So yes, it does get cold in Canada, but not always. And even though it is freezing cold a lot of months of the year, it is survivable because indoors usually everything is heated up, so you don't have to worry too much. एंड ऑल्सो अनदर थिंग इज, सबको लगता है कि पूरा का पूरा कैनेडा ही फ्रीजिंग कोल्ड हमेशा होता है. सो दैट इज़ नॉट ट्रू. देर आर अ फ्यू एरियाज विच आर नॉट एज कोल्ड, एंड एवरी प्रोविंस हैज़ डिफरेंट लेवल्स ऑफ कोल्ड. जैसे ऑन्टेरियो में काफ़ी ठंड होती है, बट देर आर प्लेसेस जहाँ उससे थोड़ी कम ठंड भी होती है. जैसे ब्रिटिश कोलम्बिया इज़ अ प्रिटी वार्म प्लेस, बट उसके कंपैरिजन में अल्बर्टा इज़ इवन कोल्डर दैन ऑन्टेरियो. So depending on which place you are, you're going to face cold differently. To make this a little more clearer, I will place a map over here, and इससे आपको पता चलेगा कि हर प्रोविंस में कितनी ठंड होती है. बट इफ़ विंटर इज़ अ कंप्लीट नो गो फॉर यू एंड आपको बिल्कुल ही नहीं पसंद विंटर, देन मे बी अ प्लेस एक विक्टोरिया इन ब्रिटिश कोलम्बिया और वैनकूवर माइट बी अ ग्रेट फिट फॉर यू, क्योंकि वहाँ पे इतनी ठंड नहीं पड़ती. सो दैट इज़ अ ग्रेट ऑप्शन. So now that we know a little more about winters in Canada, let's talk about how to survive them. So number one obviously is your clothes. Because आप एक cold region में रहने वाले हो, and this is probably your first time that you're staying in such a cold place, you wouldn't be able to survive in your normal clothes. You will definitely need special winter equipped clothes for it. And number one for that is your winter jacket. Now, winter jacket is something that you're going to be wearing every day, every time you step out of your house in the winter months, which is like 3 to 4 months of the year. आपको हर दिन ये jacket पहननी ही होगी. So that is a mandatory thing that you need to purchase if you need to survive winters in Canada. And make sure you get something that you like, which you're comfortable with, because ये चीज़ आपको रोज़ पहननी है, and it's going to be more about the utility and comfort rather than the fashion, because guys, winters are really harsh and there is no way you can survive them without this jacket. So make sure you get a good one. Always check the temperature on the jacket to see कि वो कितने temperature तक handle कर पाता है. So the jacket label usually says good up till -15 degrees, -30 degrees. So just check कि वो ये लिख के बताए. Anything between -20 to -30 is good enough for Ontario. Depending on the province you live, you'll have to select this. Guys, winter jacket is not all. विंटर्स इन कैनेडा आर ऑल अबाउट लेयरिंग अप. सो आप सिर्फ एक जैकेट पहन के नहीं निकल सकते घर से. यू नीड अदर थिंग्स, लाइक यू नीड ग्लव्स, you need good woolen socks, you need warm socks, you need a nice beanie or a hat, you need earmuffs, so you need a lot of things. You need a good scarf. And because Canada winters are really windy also, your ears need to be covered, your whole body needs to be covered so that you don't feel very cold. You need to have good winter boots. I'll talk about that a little more in detail in the later part of the video, but winter boots अच्छे होना बहुत बहुत ज़रूरी है, otherwise you might fall. So we'll talk about that in detail later, but yeah, these are the things you need. Another thing is that you need to layer up really well. So you need to start with a body warmer, a thermal kind of warmer, and then maybe wear a sweater on top and maybe a hoodie after that, and then your winter jacket. I say that because आप बाहर जब होगे तब तो काफ़ी ठंड होगी, but as soon as you step inside, it will be warm. So it should be easy for you to remove that jacket and be comfortable in the warmer indoor area. Another common question that I get is that where should you buy these winter jackets from? And there is a myth that winter jackets should always be bought from Canada. So yes, you can buy winter jackets from Canada. The reason for that could be कि आपके बैग में जगह नहीं है, so it's easier to buy it over here. But if you don't want to spend money in Canada, आपको इंडिया से ही खरीदना है, you can definitely do that. And इंडिया में भी काफ़ी अच्छे विंटर वेयर ब्रांड्स हैं जहाँ से आप ये विंटर जैकेट्स ले सकते हो. A great brand that I know of is Kosha, and they have some great winter collection. In fact, the hoodie that I'm wearing right now is from Kosha, and I love how warm and cozy it makes me feel. So I love their stuff. I really love how warm they are, and the best part about them is that they are sustainable. They are completely eco-friendly, so there is no guilt in wearing them. So you are wearing these warm cozy clothes and also helping save the environment at the same time. So you can really check them out, and if you want to buy winter jackets or any winter clothes, they have some great thermals too, so you can check it out, and I will link them in my description, so go ahead, check them out. I also have a discount code for you, so you can use that if you want to get discounts from them. And this is a great idea for people who are coming in the January intake, because as soon as you arrive, it's going to be freezing cold, and it will be easier for you to have some winter gear with you, ताकि आपके जो initial days है उसमें आप survive कर पाओ. So ये तो बात हो गई clothes की. Now next thing is temperature. So winters maybe the temperature in Canada is really fluctuating. So today it might be -15 and tomorrow it might be 0 degrees. So काफ़ी fluctuate होता रहता है. So it is important to check the weather every day, every night when you're going to bed. Check the weather and decide कि आपको किस हिसाब से gear करना है for the next day, because हर दिन weather बदलने वाला है. An important thing to check in this situation is the feels like instead of the real actual weather. So feels like is a concept in Canada जहाँ पे the weather might say that it is maybe -5 degrees, but feels like says -20. So you gear up for the -20 because that is what it's actually going to feel like outside. Number 3 is black ice. And this is the reason why I was talking about how important it is to have good winter boots in winters in Canada. So black ice is basically a thin layer of ice. ये usually जमा होती है snowfall के बाद, and this is not exactly snow, it is ice which looks black. So black का मतलब ये है कि it might look transparent and you might not be able to actually understand कि वहाँ ice है. And this ice is very very slippery. So if you wear normal shoes in this ice, then you will slip. Trust me guys, you will slip. I have fallen. So personal experience से बोल रही हूँ कि you can fall in that and hurt yourself. Now having these winter boots actually gives you the grip that you need to break this ice and not fall. So इसके लिए जब बहुत बर्फ़ पड़ी होती है और days after बर्फ़ पड़ के चली गई है and it has not dried up completely, it is important to wear these winter boots because they will keep you safe and help you from not falling. Number 4, snow shoveling. So this is something that I learned in Canada. अंदर से तो snow बहुत अच्छी लगती है and it looks really pretty. Now I stay in a house. So what happens in houses is that जब ये snow जमा हो जाती है, it gets accumulated outside your house as well. सो ये घर के बाहर जो स्नो अक्यूमुलेट हुई है, nobody is going to actually come and clean it, and it is you that has to clean this up. So be prepared for that, because अगर आप वो ना करें तो वहाँ पे भी black ice जमा हो सकती है and you might fall. So this is an additional task that you will have to do in winters. So don't worry, it is doable. And when getting a house, you can actually ask the landlord that will you have to do the snow shoveling or will they do it for you. And if you're staying in an apartment, then it's a good thing, because usually apartments में the management does it, so you don't have to worry about it. Roads are usually done by the government, so वो खुद हो जाते हैं. Just this area around your house is something that you need to be doing. Number 5 is heater. So good news is that it is mandatory to have heaters everywhere in Canada in any indoor spaces. So any house you're renting has to definitely have a heater, and ये mandatory चीज़ है, ये होती ही होती है. So usually when you're inside your house, you're going to be really warm. You wouldn't need a winter jacket. You can wear something like a hoodie. So heaters तो mandatory होते हैं. But when renting an apartment, it is important to check कि हाइड्रो आप भरने वाले हो या इट इज़ इंक्लूडेड इन योर रेंट. बिकॉज इफ़ यू आर गोइंग टू बी पेइंग फॉर द हाइड्रो, इसका मतलब ये है कि आप जितना भी हीटर चलाओ, you have to pay for it, and sometimes that can get really expensive. One of the houses that I was staying in had a baseboard heater, so usually in winters we had to pay a lot because this baseboard heater took up a lot of energy. If you have a basic heater, the normal one जो गैस से चलता है, it shouldn't be such a big problem, but still make sure to know कि will you be paying for it or will the landlord be paying for it. And also check who has the control for it, because if the landlord has control, then you might not be able to actually adjust the temperature according to you. Anyhow, it is mandatory to keep the heater on, and ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि वो आपको बोले कि we won't keep the heater on and we will not provide a heater to you. That is completely against the law in Canada. So don't worry, indoor areas में you will always be warm. So guys, these were the 5 main things that you should know to survive winters in Canada, and I hope you found this helpful. I could go on and on about winters, so maybe I might come up with a part 2 with a few more pointers. If you want a part 2, then let me know in the comment section. And if you have any more specific questions about seasons in Canada, then do let me know and I will make sure I answer them. Another thing is, guys, if you're really planning to come in the January intake, then I do recommend to check out Kosha. They have some great winter wear, and best part is they not only deliver in India but they also deliver in Canada. Again, the discount code is going to be in my description, so you can check it out. And hope this video helped. If it did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys again soon. Till then, bye.